can do it. Oh, there it is. This right there. You see it? See how big that is? No, my mouth dry, bro. Bienvenido amigos, estoy aquí en Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And this was a bucket list for me way back in 2017 when I first visited Mexico and just truly fell in love. And now I get to achieve all this because of Amazon FBA. So I'm truly blessed and fortunate to do this because I wanted to be immersed in the culture and truly experience what Mexico has brought. So I am here for a month, truly a dream come through. In this video, I'm gonna show you what a day on a life as an Amazon seller being here in Mexico. So let's go ahead and get started. The journey itself wasn't just an overnight success. As cliche as it might sound, it did take a lot of hard work. I spent the first 2 years, running the business, just literally grinding. I did not take any vacation. So that's what it really took. Like I prepped my own items, I ordered everything. Of course, now having to do all the experience and getting to enjoy the fruits of my labor a little bit, we're out here in Mexico, right? But this was not possible if I didn't put in the effort and the time way back 2 years ago. So that's the beautiful thing about Amazon. It's like, as long as you see yourself think about long-term and putting the effort at this moment and having that goal end of mind, what does success look like to you? And for me, success was having the freedom, the ability to control my time and being able to travel around the world as right here, right now in Mexico. And guys, you should be inspired just watching this because having your own definition of success is really important because again, for me, it's the flexibility, the ability to control my time. But for other people, it could be materialistic item, right? So it's really important to have that definition of success, what looks like to you. And for me, being out here in nature, it's more of a reflection, more like a reset. So I can look back into the past year within my business of what are the things that I did correctly? What are things that I can improve on? And what are the mistakes or lessons that I can take away to not do it in the future? So, we were just talking about reflection earlier and stuff like that. Biggest thing that I took away from this year is just taking care of the death piles. Is on my last video I talked about, that was one of the 5 things I wish I knew about Amazon FBA before starting, was really taking care of the returns because those things add up. As the more you scale about the business, you're gonna start spending thousands each month and stuff like that, but you have items that just park there and it's not moving. That is something that I need to take care of because I'm just putting it off, right? I guess I'm prioritizing purchasing items and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that return items, they can't get neglected. Some of those items are still brand new. You can simply just repackage it and sell it back to, or send it back to Amazon. And some items may be damaged or semi-use, which you can use other avenues to sell it, whether that's eBay, Facebook Market, Craigslist, so on and so forth. So the ability out there to kind of get your money back it's just a matter of me literally doing it. And I know there's different services out there. My friend Donald work with a prep center that he sends all his returns over there and they do and sell the products for him. And it's almost semi-automated at that point. Now he's just managing Google Sheets and just to make sure the tracking and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just something simple that I can do that just procrastinate. So definitely a lesson that, I gotta start doing. Donald made it down there, look at him. But this view, guys, is truly incredible. Being out here is just a fortunate thing, and sometimes, I don't know, can't believe it. Incredible. Look at this. Do another one. Come on, you guys. Come on, you guys. Check this shit out. So yeah, we're out here in Puerto Vallarta. We're actually going to, it's called Garza Blanca. It has you gotta go hiking out in the forest and there's a couple waterfalls out there we're gonna check out. And so if you're ever out here, highly recommend. I've actually been here before, so it'll be second time bringing Donald here and we're gonna have a good time. And you guys come take along. Let's do it. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good, man.
Let's get it. Hey, we haven't even reached the waterfall yet, bro.
Nope. This was a little pit stop.
Just a pit stop. Yeah, it's crazy. You ready?
Hit it.
A few moments later.
How is it?
Really good. I've had something like this before. I can't put my tongue on what flavor this is.
No, my mouth dry, bro. Oh, my mouth is dry.
You just had the coffee and cookies.
I know. All right, let's get it. We're out here, baby.
Out here, dog.
So, we just parked here. Bienvenido a Puerto Vallarta. And we're gonna go for a walk to go hiking.
A few minutes later.
It's like Inception. I'm recording you, you're recording me. Oh, I almost tripped you guys. Right here, we just parked and we're gonna walk down here to the waterfall. Look at that, the city's over there. Quite 90-degree out here, mate. But we got them proper ropes to help us. Oh, quite, yes. You can do it. Make sure you grab into them ropes. Yes, sir. Oh, there it is. This right there. You see it? See how big that is? Look at that. What is that though? A feral?
I don't know. Let's keep going.
Ah, mate, someone's been here, mate. I think it's fresh. It's quite fresh, mates. I think they're gonna be around the corner.
What is it like?
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen a fire like this since Nam.
That's a crispy one.
Oh gosh. We're closing down on them, mate. Stay tight.
One eternity later.
We are here at the waterfall, just taking a break, just had some mate. So get some caffeine, snacked on, of course, to fuel up. And I guess we're just thinking about, or I was thinking about things that I can improve on upon the business, because talked about earlier things that I need to start doing, but I guess things that doing correctly now, but things you can make it more efficient. So one thing that we can always improve on is tracking, especially with the business of online arbitrage. We're ordering from different websites, and tracking it is the most important part, not just, you know, purchasing and receiving the items, but when you're sending it out as well, and making sure that Amazon receives the certain quantities that you are sending to them, because you know, a $5 item there can add up to a $5 item over there. So it's really important to keep track of that too. And of course, you know, the returns as well, right? That's another way to keep track. And all these can be done. Like, you know, there's other Amazon business owners that has done tracking in terms of that. Of course, Google Sheets is going to be a useful tool, but also for my business, that's going to be just outsourcing it in general, hiring an admin VA that their sole job is to just, you know, maybe just track, do some repricing. So that's something that I can efficiently improve upon my business. The other thing that I wanted to improve upon the business is sourcing, because I still do sourcing, which is fine, right? Like I always want to keep in touch of what's going on out there, what brands are still good and stuff like that. But in terms of sourcing, I guess just challenging ourselves meaning me, you know, my employee virtual assistant, and diving into different categories that we haven't sourced before. So that's always, you know, a good avenue, just keeping that pipeline full pretty much, and still take advantage of the items or brands that we're already selling, just adding more on the catalog and just slowly growing that this year. I think that's always something that, you know, you're always kind of like if you're doing wholesale, you always want to find suppliers or distributors, because the ones that you previously worked with might have been good in the past, but now they might not be as profitable, or they might not be carrying those products that you purchased before. So it's always good to have that constant lead. And I can relate to this when I was working, you know, in car sales, right? Like they always say, keep your pipeline full, because if the lead that you've been working on for months or weeks end up buying a car, now you're gonna start working on new leads. But if you've just been working that the whole time, it's almost like a carousel. You know, one person purchases a car, another person gets in the carousel, you go through that sales cycle. So just having that mentality, using my own personal experience in terms of sourcing and just expanding our brands is always gonna be a work in progress in my business per se.
What's up, guys? Donald, BC Kicks here. Another point I just wanted to mention as we were just sitting out here is, as a beginner, it really can be kind of difficult when you have certain questions and you're trying to find the answers to these questions. It could be something really minuscule. It could be tax questions, figuring out about certain websites, but just understand that every question you have out there, there's an answer to. And as long as you're able to persevere and really dig deep, you can find the answer to any questions you need. So as a beginner, it really can be difficult sometimes trying to figure out things that could be really simple. It really could overwhelm you, especially, in the Amazon space or really any type of space where you're learning a new thing. There's a lot of minuscule details that you're going to learn throughout the time, and it might just take a little while. And that's why also it's good to try and speak with other people who are doing the same things you're doing, or try to find someone like me and Lester. We sell on Amazon, so we're able to, bounce different questions and stuff off of each other. And sometimes that can really help. And if one of you don't know the answer to a question, putting those two brains together can sometimes make finding these answers a lot easier. So don't get too overwhelmed when you're first starting. Just keep pushing through. You're gonna make mistakes, but really you're gonna learn more from the mistakes than you'll ever make just by not taking action.
Guys, we got the beautiful waterfall right behind us. Nice, beautiful hike. We're gonna go enjoy this, and later we'll have a surprise for you. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we're out here ending the day at the beach, enjoying a nice cerveza Pacifico. And yeah, I think it's just only appropriate to talk about the things what my business have done correctly this year in terms of that. So the biggest thing that, we're always proud of is our ability to stay confident in terms of being able to adapt in different situations. With the Amazon situation right now, there's a lot of things like, you get the fees, the regating of major name brands. There's a lot of issues or situations that's causing a fire in terms of, the Amazon community right now. And the biggest thing, and I think a superpower, is just having the mental fortitude that you will figure out everything. As Tim Grover says, there's no problems, there's only situations. And with situations, there's always a solution that you can come up with. It might not be right now, but as long as you put your mind or trying to figure it out, you will find an answer to that solution. So we're very proud of that. Second thing is continuing to work and hammer on what's been working for us, right? Whether that's the supplier that we had found a lot of products, just continually, going through their website, trying to figure out some things. Because if you just spend, a little bit of time each day, your brain will naturally find that connection on how to be more creative in terms of finding products, how you can make it more profitable in terms of your business, right? Or things will just come as long as you take the time and spend the time in that current supplier. The water almost got us here. Yeah, so that's one thing. Just continue what we've been doing, what's been working, and maybe we can apply that same strategy on a new supplier, right, or a new brand or a website and stuff like that. So that's a really good thing. And of course, constantly educating ourselves into the business, learning, getting better 1% each day, because those little improvement can definitely add up throughout the year. So that's just gonna get an advantage. Amazon should get easier the more you do it every single year. You're not gonna be working this hard. You're gonna be either working smart or learning more experiences, getting more capital, getting more products. There's a lot more things you should get excited as the longer you are in business, especially with Amazon. Because once you learn the Amazon game, the foundation, it's pretty much the same thing. It's more about like finding products and finding leads, and you refine a bunch of things there. So, just super grateful and fortunate that I can be here in Mexico for a month and not have to worry about anything instead of a thriving business. We're just doing a little bit of maintenance here, doing some relaxation, reflection, so that way when we get back, we can go back hard again. Summer season, back to school season coming up. Q4 is only gonna be around the corner. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting times out there, and definitely start preparing ahead. And again, guys, if success means freedom to you, this business will give that to you. I mean, right now, you're seeing it in person, but it did take a little bit of time, as I had talked about earlier in this video. But if you wanna learn more Amazon, check this video out right here. Thank you guys so much.